Hello and welcome to Ule Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so we have, this is a bonus reading for Scorpio. We'll say that first. And then we have the Three of Discs or Pentacles. And this has everything to do with work. Work, teamwork, getting the thing done. All right, let's take a look and see what we have going on here in these tea leaves. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. All right. We have some interesting formations here today. Okay, so I feel immediately what comes to mind is forming an emotional bond with somebody. Now we have here a person who is, you can see the head, you can see the body, maybe wearing kind of a robe or a dress, looking upwards, holding the Ace of Cups, the vessel of the emotional waters. We also have, and I'm going to read this as like a honeycomb or a beehive right here. We have a heart. We also have over here, I was looking, we have two people, it looks like hearts or birds above their head. So to me, I feel like there's a situation where maybe you're in a work environment, or this is somebody who you are collaborating with or learning to collaborate with, and through this connection, you are getting to know one another. I feel that you are, or you have gotten to know one another. You are forming a friendship outside of the framework of, you know, a work environment. And I feel that there's a sense of almost like a psychic connection. I feel like this is somebody who you absolutely are on the same wavelength with things. Like you just work well together. You get things done. If you forget something, they already have thought of it. You just, you know, and vice versa. You're just really good together. Okay. And I feel like you do. There's a sense of really having care for this person, thinking of them, not to be mistaken with romantic love. Although, you know, I think that so often, and this is kind of a trope, right? Having a work wife or a work husband or whatever they call that. I've never understood that. I don't know. Maybe you have that. If you'd like to explain, put it in the comments. Maybe I'm a jealous person, but I would not be cool with that, with my spouse having somebody like that at work. But I understand, you know, sometimes we meet people at work, we feel very connected to them. I do think that at times, though, it can feel like a love connection where it maybe is not, you know, because, and I won't get down the rabbit hole of the psychology of it, but I do feel like it's kind of like, you know, when you connect with somebody domestically and you find out, yeah, we could live there. We will live together well. We work together well. We have a good relationship and maybe we could build more upon that. Or maybe because we have that, then it's easier for our, you know, higher aspirations of romantic and spiritual love they come together more easily, and the union is just so much stronger because your foundation is strong. Okay. Now, when we're in a workplace, we're there to work. So if we work well with somebody, yeah, it's kind of like, I think it's instinctual, right? We are part of this pack. We, maybe we would make good mates because we are so, we're so good. We complete each other's work, and look forward to working together. But I think that in this case, yeah, it doesn't feel romantic. Though, I don't know, maybe you think about it a little bit, maybe it makes it easier to be, doing the work, being in the environment. But it does not feel like a good idea because, and I have the beehive there. I feel like it's like the love connection is not as important as the connection of friendship, of community, of feeling like you have a stable, consistent environment. And I know, it's like sometimes maybe you are single and it's like, well, where else am I going to meet somebody? I spend most of my life at work, right? Yeah, and that may be the case, but have you ever had a relationship with somebody you worked with and it not worked out? That's where my mind goes to. It destabilizes the whole situation. It just is messy. It gets messy. And so I think that the harmonious nature of this work, and then it extends into your personal life, right? You leave work feeling okay about it, pretty good. You're not lamenting it as much as you might because you have a partner there. And it extends into your private life, and maybe you're married. Maybe you are single. Maybe, whatever it is. It makes the transition between work and outside life much easier. So to collapse that part, I think would be such a shame. Okay. And I think that's part of the ordeal here, is figuring out, like, how do I separate these things? I might have these kind of stirrings or an attraction, a crush, a fondness, but I have to keep it professional, and that I think is the work here. Now over here we have a satyr, and we have what I imagine maybe a nymph of some kind. This is a devotee of the goddesses or gods. And so we often see them together, right, in artwork. And so I do feel like and maybe outside of this first situation, there is space here to be, a little bit of, I was going to say kind of in a dalliance a bit. Maybe having a love affair, maybe, well, and I say love affair, I don't mean affair. I mean, or like as an infidelity. I mean, having a season of love. And this could be within your established relationship, right? Maybe this is a time of year where you have a little more time together. There are things that you like to do. You get to get out and get excited and, a lot of different, well, I live in the north, so we have a lot of winter, and then we have extreme summer, right? And it's like every single day that it's nice outside, if you aren't out enjoying it, you are feeling like you are wasting your life. And when you have somebody in your life who likes to do the similar kind of outdoor things, oh boy, it is a fantastic time of year. So I feel like there is a connection or a growing connection, okay? And yeah, and maybe, you know, enjoying yourself and getting into those kind of bacchanalian festivities, going to some music, some festivals, or you know, having parties, a lot of parties going on. At least in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into graduation season, or actually, I guess we're in it, right? We have the next few weekends where we will be at graduation parties. Health willing, right? Getting over this cold. Now, I have to just say, let me just pause for a second. I want to thank everybody and their love and support and the kind messages, the concerns. We're all doing good. My update about it is, and this is kind of I feel sad about it. My daughter, she's feeling better. She's like almost 100%. Excuse me. She still has a cough like I do. She went to school yesterday. Almost all the kids are gone. The teachers were out all last week. I didn't even know that because my daughter was out. They've been out. Even one of them is still out. Everybody got this respiratory thing. So it makes me feel sad, but I'm also glad that we weren't the isolated case. That it worries me when that happens. But no, it was the whole school, really. A lot of people getting sick from this thing. I don't know if it lasted as long for everybody, but you know, we use our voices a lot, so it seems to linger sometimes. And anyways, I want to thank everybody. I love you all. You're the best, and we are feeling better, getting there. And so anyways, there are all of these, these reasons to be getting together. And I just feel like, it's almost like there's a indistinct, I don't know, maybe that's an indistinct kind of lustfulness, sensuality rising in you. I don't know if it's directed at a particular person or yourself, maybe. Right? Or like I said, partner, spouse, whatever. But I just feel you like really coming alive. Just full of, that vitality, that fiery thing that just, kind of gets you going. And I see that it looks like there's this sense of, kind of, if you can imagine getting out of bed and clicking your heels, just kind of real happy, whistling and enjoying and looking forward to the day and the days ahead and making the most of it. Okay, let's see. Now we have a home here, a little abode. It looks like a mushroom even, kind of. And I feel like there's a sense of, through these kind of passionate emanations, a sense of putting yourself into this very spiritual mode. I feel like you're taking this passion and devoting yourself to your creativity, to your work, to your spiritual practices, allowing yourself to really spend some time in there, swimming in it. I see a person, it looks like they are giving a devotional offering, okay? Now, we also have a frog over here. Now, in a lot of traditions, the frog is not a happy sign, especially like a black frog. But scratch all that. To me, the frog, even the toad, they are related to security of home. And that makes sense why we have the home over here. I think of them as what I call backyard spirits. And these are the animals, the plants, the minerals, but also the intelligences, if you could think of things like the fae, or even to a certain degree, things that we would consider like jinn, right? Or nature spirits and forest spirits and so on. These are the things that live around us. They live in, you know, our yards and the lands around us. They watch over all of our movements and interact with us to some degree, and sometimes they remain unseen. Now, the frogs to me are a symbol of those who watch over the doors and windows of our homes. Now, there is an age-old, going back into, you know, probably the first of man and woman, the belief of household gods and household spirits, things that protect different parts of the house. One of the more famous is kind of like the gods of the hearth, right? Or goddesses usually of the hearth. This is a fireplace where you would cook and keep the house warm. But there are also of everything, really, of the toilets and the waters and, you know, the windows and portals is what they're called, portas. And these are the doorways, the windows, the things where we come in and out, where air comes in and out, where energies come in and out, where other things can enter and leave. And so to me, when I see a frog or a toad, I know I am being watched over. There is a security unit out there keeping an eye on things. But I also know that when it comes up in symbolism, this is an indicator of looking over, going out, checking the perimeter of your house, checking your doors, making sure things are locked, making sure that nothing has been broken or broken into, going out to your garage, your shed, whatever you have, your car even. Make sure, look everything over just to see that it's all how it should be. Okay, and I'm not saying anything has happened, but it's an indicator, yes, we need to go looking. We gotta, you know, do our little routine walkabout, check things out. And so this person giving an offering to this frog, it is a sense of taking care of, taking care with. And now we can give offerings. I don't know if you are somebody who partakes in you know, these kinds of, you know, what one might call superstitions. But, you know, there are various things that you can leave outside. It depends on, you know, what you believe or what you are interested in trying. I like to leave fruits outside, you know, as an offering. Woven grass, long pieces of grass. I do a lot of knot magic. I tie prayers and offerings and you know, appeals into pieces of natural fiber twine. Okay, something that will break down quickly usually. You don't want to put you know, plastics and things out there in the yard. So, you know, for me, I like to make a little rope of prayers. Okay, prayers and things. I wind it up, I'll put it with a piece of fruit, I'll put it with like a bundle of, you know, grasses or whatever. And I will leave it in the area where, you know, I want protected or where I'm giving things. Okay. you know, it doesn't sound that interesting, but it is important to me, right? It might seem a little silly. But, you know, I'm somebody who, I have many altars around my house, and I have altars outside. I love nature altars and things like this. So I think it's important that when we honor our backyard spirits, when we are in harmony with them, when we have kind of this symbiotic relationship, the household is safe, right? There are blessings upon the home. And you'll never, ever, ever tell me any different. I remember some years ago, my husband, he sprayed the wasps. And if you know me, I have such an affinity for wasps because they are pollinators. And, you know, for the most part, yeah, they're kind of this, they can be aggressive, of course. I'm not going to say they're not. I've never had an experience with them being aggressive. You know, sometimes they'll dart at you, but I've never been swarmed by them or attacked. So I'm privileged in that way, but I spend a lot of time outside. I'm around them quite often. And I've never sprayed them. I don't, you know, I'll, you know, knock their nests off when it's winter and they're empty or whatever. But I fully believe that turmoil came upon the house when we sprayed the wasps. And that maybe sounds ridiculous, but I fully believe it. And so, you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? You get ants in the house, you got to, you know, you got to fix it. You get ticks on you, I'm going to start itching. You got to do something about it. But, you know, I think when we needlessly do things, disrupt the harmony of our environments where we don't need to, that assertion of dominance can really offset the harmony of the spiritual energies around your house, but also create turmoil in your home. I don't have any proof of this, but I know it, right? So just be mindful of that. But yes, the frog showing up, definitely go check out the outside parts of your house. Also, I'm a big believer in keeping a totem of the frogs. And thankfully, a lot of people like frogs, so there's a lot of little statues and stuff you can get. And toads, of course. I put them at my doors, at all of the main doors that are on the ground, because they are protectors. And so, you know, this might be another way for you to honor them and to get into their good graces. All right, let's take a look over here. We have a tent. And it looks like it says S-A-D, sad. And I think this is a woman. Somebody's sad. I feel like it's somebody in your, maybe it's not family. Maybe it's family. I don't know. It feels like a good friend though. Like they're going through something that they're not talking about. And I feel like it's something in the home and involving their child, maybe their older child. I think maybe behavioral issues, but it's like heartbreaking. But I don't think that they feel like they can share it because of maybe feeling like they'll be judged. If you know who I'm talking about, I think it's important for you to reach out to them. Because I feel like it's just a great sadness. I'm picturing in my mind Magdalena, the penitent Magdalena, the sadness the sorrow, feeling cast out for something not necessarily within their control. And I think it feels like behavioral issues with this child of theirs. And I don't think that this is like they were raised poorly type of deal. It feels like it's more of like a mental health issue. And I think that a lot of people, or maybe developmental, I don't know, something, you know, where, and it doesn't even have to be that the kid is doing bad things, just doesn't necessarily behave in a way that people understand. And I feel like this person has become isolated because of it to some degree. So I think it's important to reach out to them, and don't give them advice. Do not give them advice, you know, unless they ask for it. That's the thing. We don't know how people are dealing with stuff. We don't know what they're dealing with. They might have all of the information and they don't need somebody coming in, especially if we have no experience with what they're dealing with. We might read about it online, right? We've all read things on Google, you know, we find out somebody's they're dealing with something, we go look it up, read about it a little bit, think that we're experts. No, we don't know. We have no idea, right? And I think it can be really hard for, you know, for somebody to come in and try to tell you what you should do. Like I'm doing right now. But yeah, so I think just, you know, showing up and being there. And if they want to talk about it, yeah, you know, listen. Don't critique. Don't be critical. Don't, you know, I don't know. And don't overly empathize either. Like, empathize, don't overly sympathize. Because then it feels like, well, you've probably had it where it almost feels like a backhanded thing. Oh, poor you, you're having so hard, you know, and it's like, dude, come on. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm struggling, but come on. Now it's like you're like, you know, elevating yourself because you're not struggling with something. Like, so you have to be careful, right? And listen, I'm talking to a Scorpio. You know all about the emotions. You're very good at navigating emotions and emotions of other people. So, yeah, definitely just go easy. But be there. But be there. All right. My voice is so shot. I'm so sorry. I know it sounds awful, but I'm almost done here. I'm going to go rest it off. Go make some soup, I think. We have the Wild Offering Oracle cards. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I have miso soup. I'm going to make some miso soup. We're going to flip through and stop where it feels right. We're going to see. What kind of soups do you like to make? I'm a big soup person. I love making soup. I'm a pretty good cook. I bake well. Not like amazing or anything, but I am really good at making soups for some reason. And I love making them. So anytime I see something new. The other day I was looking at, I want to make bitter leaf casserole, which is I think from Cameroon. I think it's a West African dish. Sounds amazing. And so anyways, I will try all kinds of different things. If you have a certain kind of soup you love to make, if it's a family thing, a cultural thing, something you made up yourself, let me know, because I absolutely am here for it and I will make it. I will try it out. All right, let's see. We have courage. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but the nudge that says, keep going, do it. Don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. May I feel your courage and your will. All right, Scorpio, I love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. And it's free to subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean the world to me. They really do. I've been behind. So behind, trying to get better. Also trying to still unpack the house. That's the other thing I've been working on. My daughter's birthday is coming up. We're having people over for that. I'll tell you what. I'm trying to get it all done. But I have been reading them. I always read the things. I'm going to try to get back on there and reply to some more comments in the next couple days here and get caught up. So don't think that I have not read them. I have. I've seen what you said, and I love you for it. So thank you. We'll talk in a few days. Good night. Good night. Good night.